That's football. We have got a treat today. A North London derby in pre-season. Gyökeres on the bench. A chance to take a look at maybe not Man United rivals this year, but looking at, well, maybe Spurs will be, but look at some of our top six rivals. Where you're watching the game around the world, I want to know. I want your score predictions, but I'm excited about this one. You know, my club, Man United, we're actually having a really good pre-season. A really good little pre-season. I don't normally say that, so I can enjoy everybody else's now and just watch more as a fan of football than anything else. So, yes, let me know where you're watching from around the world. Caden, straight away, 2-1 to Arsenal. I'll throw my score prediction out. I'm going 3-1. I think Arsenal will beat them. I just think Arsenal was such a better team in comparison. A pretty interesting team as well from Arsenal today with David Raya, White, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly starting at the back. The midfield's interesting with Norgard, Rice, Odegaard. And then it's Saka, Martinelli and Kai Havertz. But on the bench, as we know, Victor Gyökeres is there. You've got young Dalman, who's been very, very good. Zubimendi, that will certainly come on at some point in this game. So Mosquera as well. I haven't seen any of him yet on this pre-season for Arsenal. So look, it's going to be an interesting couple of hours. We're here live. We're here to, talk and interact with you. Michael thinks 4-0 to Arsenal. That's an interesting one. 4-0. Where can you watch the match? It's available on Tottenham and Arsenal's websites. You have to pay for it, though. Outside of that, I can't make any suggestions. Love Thomas Frank, but Tottenham have been awful. Yeah, I haven't actually watched any of their pre-season games yet, so it's something I've got to... That's why when Mark asked me to do this, I was like, yeah, this sounds great, because I've watched one of Arsenal's. I watched two. I watched one properly, and then I watched the other with friends, because I've got mates that are Arsenal fans the other day. So, yeah. Who is this? Boss Turk. How do you not know who Terry Flewers is? How do you not know who one of the leading faces in football social media is? Me. I'm a pioneer, my friend. Come on now. You don't know who I am. Hang your head in shame. Hang your head in shame. It's Tristan Tate plus £50. Listen, I don't know much about Tristan Tate. He ain't a bad-looking geezer, though. So looks-wise, I'm not going to be too offended. Have I taken over the channel? No. Am I going bowling? Listen, bruv. Don't be attacking the shirt, my man. I wear my clothes. I don't let them wear me. This is Stella, mate. Look at this bad boy. Look at this. This is a Stella shirt. It's one of my many, what I call my soprano shirts. I call it a soprano shirt. I love it. Love it, mate. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let me just have a look at my settings here, because people are saying that things ain't looking too good. Oh, it's in 1080. I'm not too sure. Internet's fine where I am. Maybe it's YouTube. YouTube's been playing some mad things recently. Sopranos was the best ever, there's no doubt. Question, how do you guys think Gyökeres is going to get on? How do you think Gyökeres is going to get on this season, people? And I want to know what you think of Tottenham. I want to have two conversations. We don't have to have them simultaneously. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is there was a report that got put in one of my group chats earlier today. I've got to go and find it now. Because it was interesting. Here it is from Matt Law. That said, Tottenham's biggest problem is not signing players, it's selling them. Thomas Frank is the latest head coach to face a similar issue. Since the Champions League final in 2009, Spurs have banked 10 plus million on just 13 players. Obviously, they got a lot of money for selling Harry Kane. But 13 players equaling just over £10 million in sales. It's almost criminal. It's almost criminal. When you break that down, when you look at that, that is almost criminal. It really is. It really, really is. Oh, the banners have got issues, have they? I don't control any of that. Or maybe I do. Maybe I can make them high. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do that because I don't understand. If Matt, if you're watching, maybe I have to change a setting or something. I don't know. What's my camera setting here? That's set. It's weird that. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yeah, but anyway, back to Tottenham. I sort of look at it and think to myself, this is why them beating us in the final, it annoyed me that we didn't get the money. It annoyed me even more so that we didn't get the trophy. But this weird idea, this notion that they would overtake us. This weird idea that, Spurs have beat us in the final, they're back. Spurs make a lot of money. They turn over a lot of money. But as a football club, I still think they're light years behind everybody else in the quote-unquote traditional top six. And I'm just not surprised to read this. They had that crazy couple of days where they got the 2 here we goes. One of them ended up falling through. And I always think if you ever here we go fall through, it's such a bad look for your club. They've signed one player. Well, no, that isn't true. They haven't signed just one player. That is a slight lie. They've signed a few players. Obviously, Mateus Tell was done in January. They put it through this time round. Obviously, Kudus come in. Danso, again, that was a loan from last year. So, again, it wasn't a buy directly. As a young lad, Luka Vaskovic, who they bought for like £8 million. I don't know anything about him. But in terms of brand new deals, marquee signings to move the needle, they haven't done anything. Barring Mohamed Kudus, which is a good deal, and I'm never going to deny that. And this is why I don't want to sound bitter. And this isn't coming from a place of bitterness. It's just an observation. This is why I look at it and I think Spurs winning that Europa League from a progression standpoint is bad for football. Great for them. Fantastic for Tottenham. Their fans, the celebrations. I'm not trying to take it away from them. But Man United with that 100 million. Man United with that Champions League games. Look what we've done without it. Cunha and Mbumo, 2 of the best attacking players in the league. Probably one of the best young strikers in Šeško. Working on deals for Donnarumma or another good goalkeeper. Looking good in pre-season. Where with Spurs, it's like, meh. What are Spurs doing? Mohamed Kudus, that's it. So far, can't sell anybody significantly. It's not a great look. It's really, really, really not a great look. And on their exits, last year, Oliver Skipp was 20 odd million. Harry Kane the year before. They did sell They sold Bergvall for quite a lot of money, to be fair. But yeah, it's true. If you actually go back and look, most of their sales are all 10 million or less. All 10 million or less. Eriksen, Trippier, Bergvall, a lot more than I thought for him. Kane and Skipp at about 18 million are the only ones that are above that 10 million pound mark. That is crazy. That is crazy in terms of balancing them books. We have a super chat that's come in here that says, Chelsea's academy has sold more than Arsenal. We are the masters of sales. That's why it's so misleading when people complain about our spending. Look, I do agree. Chelsea are fantastic at that. And some people will say, loopholes and selling to your own clubs and selling your own assets. Well, if it's all above board, then our clubs should just do the same damn thing. I wouldn't be against... I'm sure Arsenal fans wouldn't bemoan if Chelsea's ladies are worth 300 million, then Arsenal's numbers should be higher. Arsenal have got a better women's team. 2 times Champions League winning Arsenal. They should be able to sell their team for 400 million. Should be able to. Man United should be able to get a couple of 100 million. Pay some debt off. Happy days. Man United have got owners that own other clubs. We've not done a single deal. I'd love us to start selling unwanted youth players that are worth £1 million for 5-6 million quid to our sister clubs. I'm not against it. I look at it this way. They're not going to, if FIFA and UEFA and the FA are not going to outlaw it, then join them. Don't sit on the outside crying about it. Join them. Fire with fire. Meet fire with fire, as they say. See, I'm not against it at all. Tottenham just changed managers. It shouldn't matter. This is how you know if a club's being run poorly. This is how you know if a club's being... By the way, I'm going to tweet that I'm live as well here. I'm going to go and... I'm sure it's been shared on That's Football already. I'm going to go and retweet it. I'm going to go and put that out there now. Yes, they've got a new manager, but that shouldn't matter. Clubs shouldn't be running the image of a manager. If you're running a club in the image of a manager, you're going to fail in the modern day world. You may give a manager some control and power, but the club should be running your image. The club should have a club-centric approach that the head coach is employed to coach the first team of. They can have a say in development. They should have a say in who you buy, because there should be a cohesion. The way they coach should marry up with the young players you're developing, the players you're buying, and the way your club plays football. There should be a unity in that. So there is a fit where, of course, the manager should have a say on things because they're all on the same hymn sheet. But having a new manager shouldn't change who you can and can't sign to a large degree. It just shouldn't if you've got a plan. Liverpool, I know they won the league last year, but they could have, if they just wanted to have done, they could have made these signings last year. Arne Slot being their manager wouldn't have mattered. They're Liverpool Football Club. They have a plan. They have a structure they want. The only reason they didn't is they wanted Edwards and co came back, and they wanted to assess the squad for a year before making decisions on new deals and who to buy, which was sensible. But the manager shouldn't matter. Real Madrid can change their manager. They can still attract the best players in the world. Now, I'm not saying that Spurs have to be Real Madrid. That would be a ridiculous notion. But with Spurs, what they should be doing is it shouldn't matter if they go to Thomas Frank from Big Ange. They should have their targets lined up. They should be aiming for the caliber of player they can get. And they should be at least 2 to 3 players in. And I'm not talking players they did loans of options to buy. I'm talking they should be 2 or 3 players in. If Man United, with our financial difficulties, are 2 quality, 3 players in, aiming for our 4th, yeah, look, from my point of view and perspective, they've had a really bad start to the summer. They really have. I don't know what you guys are talking about here. Where can we watch the game? You can watch it on Arsenal or Tottenham's website, respectively. It's available on there. So go and check that out. There we go. Right, let's have a look at some more of your comments here. Who is this? Who is this rent boy? Oh, God. I mean, it's not a nice name, is it? You offend me. This is Terry from the Football Terrace. Go subscribe. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you. Your name, Linda Sales. Gyökeres will flop. Does anyone here think he'll flop? And when we say Gyökeres flopping, break that down for me. Break that. What does that look like? In reality, what does that look like? Because one man's flop might be another person's success, right? So let's be having you. Let's hear from you. Let's hear. Let's have a little look on some more of your comments. I want to know. 15 goals equals a flop. 15. What, every year? 1 year? Can it be a flop this year and hit the next? Come on. Toby, I want more detail. I want more detail than that, my friend. Bear me a second. I've got a really sore throat today. Oh. 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 Šeško will get more goals than him. Jamie, I hope you're right, bruv. Genuinely hope you're right. That'd be amazing if we could. Come on. Flopping is scoring 10 and under. Yeah, but you're not giving him more than 1 year before you call him a flop? Or flop so far? Come on, break it down. HDV says less than 10 goals in all comps. Yes. I'm going to say this now. First season flop, if he scores under 10 league goals and under 3 Champions League goals, 3 or under. From a goal scoring perspective, that's a flop in his first season. Like an outright, undebatable floppage. Over the next 3 seasons, all comps from Gyökeres, I'm expecting minimum 65 goals. For me not to say he's a flop. Based on, not the money, but the expectations I have for him on my level. I really do believe that. Terry, where did you get your fabulous shirt from? Asking for a friend, of course. I think it's from Shein. I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. Some will go, we can tell. Where I grew up, when you sound like me, when you're like a Cockney, when you sound like me, everyone who wore designer stuff was always considered a chav. So I spent my life just buying plain clothes, if that makes sense. I won't buy any. I tend to not buy things. Hats I do, and coats and trainers and like shoes. But outside of that, everything else I wear, it's never branded, never designer, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm not really about. I think it's Shein. Same expectations for Isak. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. In fact, Isak is probably slightly higher because they are paying Liverpool will pay an absolute bomb for him. So I would expect higher. But yeah, I look at Isak and I think you've got to be scoring 70 goals over the next 3 years to warrant all comps. You know, he'll play 50. And again, I don't even think what I'm asking for is harsh, right? Both players, and of course this is injury pending. We don't need to say that really. They're going to play about 55 games each a season. So you times that over 3 years. That's 165 games. If I'm asking them to get 65 goals in 165 games, that's only scoring in 40% of your matches. That's, you know what I mean? It's 40% output for goals, minimum, is what I'm saying. You've then got assists that will be added into that. It's not even that big of an ask. That's why I'm saying if you're scoring below 40%, that's a problem. And I want to put that into context for you. I want to put that into context, and we're going to go and look at Šeško here. And there's a rationale for this. And this is where numbers matter when you're putting in expectations. If we look at Šeško at Leipzig, he has 39 goals in 87 games. So his goal output is 44%. And people say he's not prolific. So for me, if over 3 seasons, Gyökeres and Isak are below 40% goals to game ratio, they're flopped. If a 22-year-old that hasn't even found his stride with scoring yet has a better goal percentage than you're flopped in my view. Yes, I know some people say, Terry, but how about if they play brilliantly and they facilitate and they help? We can have that conversation. But we all know that these guys are being bought into their clubs to be goal scorers. Let's just have it right. Let's be honest. They've been bought in to be goal scorers. That's a decent return. 65 in 3 seasons. Yeah, it's decent. It's good. Where I wouldn't say they flopped. Isak's probably got to be a little bit higher, maybe near the 70, 75 mark, because he costs so much more money. So we have to be 100 and put a bit more. It's got to get to that 45% markage. But in my personal opinion, I think they'll both score around 85 to 90 goals in that period. I think they're going to be massively productive across all competitions. And it is important to remember all comps to a certain degree, because we're trying to win every competition, right? Share the video, everyone. Let's get Terry to 3K. Thank you very much, Mark. Let's get that done, people. Let's get this video shared. Let's get it in your group chats. Let's get it put out there. Let's get this done. It'd be nice to have 3,000 people watching. We are live after this, by the way, on my channel, The Football Terrace, for a live phone-in show if you want to come on and speak about this game and everything else. What channel is the game on? Arsenal's website and Spurs' website, my friend. There may be other websites you can watch it on, but I am not going to divulge that because it's not my channel and I'm not going to break the rules. Isak playing under 21s and Prem this year. If not, the Saudis are soft. I will say this about Newcastle. It has been amateur hour, hasn't it? It genuinely has been amateur hour from them. Really, really amateur in relation to the way their summer has gone. And quite a few times this year, I've spoke about this summer. Sorry, I've said, oh, you know what? When they lose Isak, they'll be okay. They're well run. They'll get a good price. They'll have their targets lined up. They'll sign somebody new. They won't go backwards. I've been called out for it. And they were right to call me out because I was wrong. They're not being run as well as I thought they were. Doesn't mean they can't turn it round. Doesn't mean they can't improve on what they're doing. It doesn't mean that. That being said, it's been amateur, unprofessional, no planning, terrible execution. They are chasing after players that they can't get, and every rejection they receive, it seemingly is putting more and more players off joining. And I'm not making any overarching statements because this situation is recoverable for Newcastle United. They can go out and sign players, and I still think they will. But they say they don't, and they have a bad season. And they say it takes them a few years to recover. It does stand to reason that just because you get owners, there's always this notion that just because you get owners from the Middle East, you're going to be massively successful. Well, there are a number of people that bought clubs that are from that region of the world that haven't turned those clubs into the best clubs, haven't done what PSG have done, and haven't done what Manchester City have done. There's been many that have struggled. There have been many that have not quite got to those levels. And you can see that when you go and break things down. Now, some do well, but they're not all as well run as Man City. And I think sometimes we have this sort of warped view that if I get a Middle East owner, my club is fixed and my club is sorted for absolutely ever. You know what I mean? You know, there are a number of owners from the Middle East and from the Arab world. You know, Villa have got, I think they've got Egyptian owners as an example. They've done well, Villa. You know what I mean? But it's not exactly like a guarantee that you get to the top and a guarantee that you get yourselves over that line, you know? I think it's always important to look at that. I think it's always important to remember that there just aren't any guarantees out there. And I think sometimes people think there is. If I get an owner from this part of the world, if I get an owner from that part of the world, we're going to be in a better position or in a better condition. And I just don't necessarily think that that's true. Doesn't mean they won't get to the top. I'm not saying they're dead owners, but they've had a really, really bad summer. Things aren't just as simple as every year you're going to progress and get better and better and better. Let's Google that. Middle Eastern football club owners. Let's see who comes up on this list. I didn't realise that. Sheffield United. Sheffield. I didn't even see their names on here. Sheffield United. I thought they were owned by an American company. Maybe it was in past and present. But if you start going through it and you start going like through the list of people that have been owned, but like have had ownership from that part of the world, they've not all killed it. Some have done well. Some of it's been slower than others. Some of it is done brilliantly. I don't think it isn't just an exact science, if that makes sense. I mean, how have Malaga FC done? I don't know. I'm asking that question. How are Malaga FC doing? They're in. How long have they had owners from that part of the world? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But when did their ownership change take place? I mean, they've had a billionaire owner from Qatar since 2010, and they're in the second tier as an example. So I'm not saying that United shouldn't have got Qatari owners. I wanted them. I think they would have been a success. But it's not a guarantee that you just get better every year in a linear way and then you get to the top. And they've had a bad summer. They really have. Let's have a look at some more of your comments here. Newcastle just don't generate enough money. They are popular in Newcastle and nowhere else. Yeah, I even think when it comes to the situation in Saudi Arabia, they're not the most popular team there, even though they're... Look, I reckon now if you got their ownership into a room and said, look, there's an opportunity here to sell Newcastle and buy Man United, sell Newcastle and buy Tottenham, sell Newcastle and buy Arsenal, I think they would bite your hand off. I think they'd snap it. Gone. Finished. They're finished. Finished. They get rid of him. Zane, who's this? I'm Terry Flewers, bro. You know me. Come on now. I'm only messing. Newcastle should sign Nunes. If you squint a little, you could be fooled into thinking that's Andy Carroll. That's quite funny. That is quite funny. That is a decent bit of banter. It truly is. Listen, people, get that like button here. The players are walking out onto the pitch now. So we're going to be able to watch this game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the game. I am. I'm looking forward to it. I want you guys to tell me something, though. I want you to tell me if you can hear the match in my ears. Because I don't like listening to games in silence, but I don't want you guys to... So you're going to have to tell me in the live chat. Can you... When I press this... What have I just done? That's stupid, isn't it? Nincompoop. Right, when I press this, let me know. Can you hear anything? Can you tell me? Can you hear any of the commentary? No? All right, cool. Sweet. So I can listen to it. I'm not going to have it up that loud. Sometimes if there's a foul, there's an incident, you want to sort of know what's going on. Yes. I'm excited about this game. It feels like football's coming back. Do you know what I mean? It feels like football's coming back. Where's it being played as well? So the Arsenal team, as you can see it, David Raya, White, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard and Norgard both start. Rice, Saka, Havertz, Martinelli. Strong team. Gyökeres, Zubimendi on that bench. Tottenham's team, which I haven't seen at all yet. I've seen Hong Kong this game. Hong Kong. A little fact for you. My great uncle Dan, God rest your soul, mate, he used to run the police dog unit in Hong Kong for about 25 years. He literally... they didn't have police dogs, and he was the guy that went out there and trained their police force. Did all the training and integration of that many years ago now. The Spurs team strong. Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, and Spence. Bergvall, Sarr, Bentancur, Odegaard, Richarlison. Their new signing Mohamed Kudus is starting. Ooh. My uncle Dan wasn't. I think he was a copper, but it was the police dog stuff. That's all he did. Benches. I'm about to say, yeah. Benches are as you would expect. Of course, Mosquera is also on the bench for Arsenal. Here we go. I'm really looking forward to watching Norgard play. I think Arsenal have signed a player here that I think he's very, very good, and I don't think people realise how good this man is. Genuinely, I don't think they realise how good this man is. Star in the make. He's young, so he's not like a star in the making like a kid, but I really do think he's a player that's going to show levels. I think he'll really show levels. Well, it's just been announced now, actually. Spurs have just started talks with Bayern Munich over a loan move for João Palhinha. That's a good deal. I like that deal. It's weird seeing Thomas Frank with Spurs stuff on. But here we go. Get those like buttons up, people. Let's get that done. Five. Oh, they've got a countdown to kickoff. Here we go. Yeah. I know it's a friendly this, but what I like about derbies in friendlies is they're never just friendlies, are they? There's always a nice bit of needle. Always. Always. Oh, half a chance here straight away. Odegaard! Ooh! Blocked, just went wide. Good start by Arsenal. 40 seconds into the game. Already a chance. Kudus or Alanga? Kudus. Kudus is the better player. Although I like Alanga. He's a good lad. He's from my academy. Arsenal got a corner here. Here we go. Ball's getting to get whipped in here. Because Saka's going to whip this ball in. Very dangerous team for set pieces are Arsenal. It's deep, cleared easy. That was cleared. No real danger there. Arsenal back with Raya. They come again. Does Victor Flopperez start? No, he's on the bench. He's on the bench. Is that the nickname? Flopperez. Where's Gabriel Magalhaes? Is he still out injured? Is he still out injured? Or like recovering from that hamstring? I can't wait to see Max Dalman come in this pitch as well. Such a player. Such a player. It's a good tackle by Sarr and Declan Rice there. Spurs are their first bit of possession of the game. Lewis Skelly wins it back with ease. Finds Odegaard. Switches it out to Saka as his first touch. Brilliant. He's going to go on the outside. He does. Crosses. Blocked. Corner to Arsenal. Second corner of the game. 3 minutes in. 3 minutes in. They've come out. They've come out looking hungry. They've come out looking hungry, my old mate. Buster here says, yep, injured. He did not play some of the closed-door games. Ah, okay. Well, obviously he had that bad hamstring injury, so I assume so. What about Timber? Is Timber on the bench? I didn't check. I didn't look. I'm sure he is. I see him in the training games, pitches. Saka here, ball in. Cleared again. Odegaard shoots. Oh. Odegaard shoots. I think Saliba, it bounces. Saliba gets a head on it just wide. It's twice now in the opening 3 minutes that Arsenal have been a few millimetres away from giving themselves the lead. Would it have been offside? No. Would have been on. Did someone take it off his head? No. William Saliba so close to scoring. So close to scoring. Go away, we want Mark. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my beautiful people. Oh, Mohamed Kudus here. Breaks into the Arsenal box. Crossed in. Easy catch for Raya. Hey, brother, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Working and listening to you in the background with my earbuds. Thank you for making it bearable. Appreciate that, Patrick. Appreciate the love, brother. And listen, man, get through the day. I always look at work this way. I'm very fortunate now to do a job that I just adore. But I wasn't always in that position. But just think about work as that means to an end. That bit of work you're doing is getting you the house you want, the car you want, the holiday you want, the time out with your friends you want, whatever it is that you like to do. Just always view it that way. And it always sort of put a sort of smile on my face. It's sort of the motivation is not in how difficult the task is going to be. It's what you achieve at the end of it and the outcome of doing that task. Just focus on that, my friend. Get yourself through the day. Well, big up to all the grafters out there that are working. Ben White crosses. That's over here. Oh, that's not. No, nothing's coming to that one. Big up to all the grafters that are out there who are working. Big up Penelope. Yeah, I think that's what Mark's doing so brilliantly with these platforms. Myself and Beth Mords, Ricky and others. You can't just have Mark's the GOAT in this space, and we all know that. Let's just be blunt about it. But I think for platforms to continue growing and the industry that we're in to keep evolving, you need more than one voice. You need more than one opinion. LJ, you don't think Gyökeres gets 10 league goals? Tell me what. I'm not saying you're wrong. Break down why for me, brother. I'd love to know the reason why. The why is more important there than the what. Arsenal here just controlling this game. Long ball now. Plays in Saka. Jed Spence should get there, but as he's touch. Wow, that's nice by Jed Spence so far. Corner to Spurs right by their own corner flag. Because United didn't get him. That's probably the reason for a lot of people. I just don't do analysis like that. I can't do it. I can't do that kind of analysis at 40 years old. Well, 39. Spurs have got no players that can hold on to the ball in the middle. That's a great touch by Martinelli. Chance here. How can I have it? Oh, my God. Was that a penalty? Let's have a little look. Oh, it is a penalty. It's a pen. Oh, offside was given anyway. But good play by Arsenal. Great hold-up play by Martinelli. Plays in Declan Rice, who I think should have shot, but he plays in Kai Havertz. He was fouled, but offside, so it's elementary. It just looked like... I was laughing because it looked like a bad mistake from Kai Havertz. I don't know why the lineup's blurry. Abel here says, United game yesterday, more dynamic, tiki-taka style. Delo carrying more, covering more ground. Bruno playing to proper back B2B role, box-to-box role. What else do you say here? Shaw remains the weakness. Mount invisible. Dorgu excels as an Amorim-style wing-back. High press still poor. Højlund's first touch sucks. I thought the high press was really good yesterday. 2 games running. That's the only thing I disagree with. I thought the high press was very, very good. Very, very good indeed. And I wouldn't say Mount was invisible. He just lacks the physicality, man. But other than that, I hear you. Corner here to Tottenham. Their first real attacking foothold in the game. Porro going to take it. Ball comes in. Oh, my God. It nearly goes straight in from the corner. Pratt's in Prattsville. Spurs probably should have scored, but what is David Raya doing? David Raya got involved fighting with Van der Ven. Wasn't looking at the ball, and it almost goes straight in the back of the net. Saka breaking here. He's got... Oh, that's a nice tackle by Sarr. Can they counter-attack here, Spurs? He's fouled. Free kick. Tottenham. Oh, Spencer's kept this in. Oh, the Bears, sorry, has kept that in. It's another corner now to Tottenham. Good play. "12 minutes on the clock here. Another corner. Another corner here to Tottenham. Pedro Porro standing over it. Ball comes in. Much better from David Raya this time. Crowd's shouting for a counter-attack. Richarlison fouls the keeper, but they're breaking away here. Declan Rice bursting forward. Oh, he turns and puts the ball out of play, Declan Rice. Yeah, now that mistake from Raya that nearly led to the goal, that did remind me. But we had both Bayern Dare and Onana do it. I've never seen Man United in my whole 40 years of life concede a goal like that. 2 in one season. As the old saying goes, it doesn't rain, it pours. It doesn't rain, it pours. Good play there by Arsenal. Wonderful tackle, though, by... I'm not too sure it was. It might have been Sarr. Excellent tackle by him. He's getting a little bit more balance now in terms of the ball and possession. Saka here. Long ball to Saka. Good control, but he's offside. He drifted offside again slightly. One thing I'd say about Spurs so far is in different stages of the game, sometimes they've got a high line that can be exposed. And I mean, right now, they push that high line right up to the centre circle. So, interesting. Interesting tactic. I've not watched Spurs all summer, so... There's been moments where they've sat in and made it hard for Arsenal. There's also times where they're pushing right up to that halfway line. Ronnie Dodge here says, happy to wake up to see United spanking Bournemouth. Yeah, me too. Odegaard loses the ball here to Bentancur, who's coming forward with it. Odebear here. Got Porro on the outside. Sorry, it was Kudos, not Odebear. Odebear's on the other side. My apologies. I need to get the bigger screen up. Odebear's not on the right. He normally plays on the right for Spurs. He's on the left today. My apologies. I love some of your bitter comments about Man United winning yesterday. Yeah, we might make the top 10 now. You're right. You're correct. Nice little bit of play here by Tottenham. Spurs still in with the ball here. Lovely by Odegaard, edge of the box. What can he do? Lovely bit of skill, but well defended by Saliba. Still looking for a cross. They've not been able to get the ball into the box. It's well defended by Arsenal. Ball over the top there by Spurs. Runs out of play. That will be a goal kick. What are Spurs' numbers on the back all about? Is that their new kit for next season? Those numbers are giving me a headache, bruv. I never seen anything like that before. Ooh, Declan Rice got through again there. Lots of counter-attacks from Arsenal today, which is interesting because transition attacks was something their fans complained a lot about not happening last year, and there's been a lot of very direct balls, a lot of flick-ons, and that was a little fortuitous to land at the feet of Declan Rice. But the counter-attacks have been potent so far. Arsenal here with a corner. Declan Rice to take it. One of the best in the business. Oh, it doesn't go short. Still ain't got the ball in. After all that, you got to get it in the box now, Arsenal. What a waste. Odegaard. Saliba. Offside. So poor there from Arsenal. So poor. Oh, the numbers, Billy Law, the numbers are for the tour, are they? Fair enough. Is there a reason for that? Not digging it out. I just don't understand. I did see another team the other day. They had weird numbers on their back, and you could barely see them. It might have even been Arsenal. Someone had a kit and just couldn't see their numbers. It might be Liverpool, actually. I just didn't understand it. I didn't get it. First, last. That's actually a really funny comment. Norgard, they're winning the ball back brilliantly. Tries to run past three players there, Martinelli can't do it. It's been a decent game so far. So wouldn't mind seeing a bit more gilt-edged chances. 20 minutes in. Been a few counters for Arsenal. A few little half moments. But nothing significant. Tottenham nearly scored directly from a corner. It's well won back there by Ben White. Excellent defending. Excellent defending by Benjamin White. That's poor by Arsenal. Possession lost too easily there. Ben White misplaces the pass to Saka. Spurs now pick the ball up in midfield. You watch Arsenal then? I watch all of the top six. Every game they play. in the season. Spurs, they give the ball away. Poor. Do you think removing the bad apples from United's squad has really made such a big difference? I honestly think Shaw needs to go too. But there's a difference between a player not being good enough or being injured and a player not working hard enough, thinking they're better than their teammates, disrespecting the club, having bad behaviour. There's an attitude thing here or a professionalism issue with some of these players. And I do think that removing bad apples improves every walk of life. Every walk of life. I remember a good friend of mine had a brother when we were kids, and his brother was a bit of a problem child. And it never really made sense because my friend Daniel had he had two brothers and a sister. There was four of them. And him and his sister and one of his brothers were just what I'd call normal. They had one brother that was a bit of a problem child. And it was a period where he went to stay with his grandmother for like a month. And I remember my friend Daniel always saying to me that month was the best month of his whole childhood. He said the house was calm. There wasn't craziness going on. So obviously it's different in a family because you can't remove that child forever. He had to come back in most circumstances. But in business, in sport, in school even, if there's a problem child in a class, if there's a member of staff that's misbehaving or always late or horrible to their teammates or colleagues, yeah, these things matter. We need to remove these people. It improves the mood. Improving the mood can improve production. So it definitely can have an impact. It definitely can have an impact. And sometimes they're not even bad apples because they're horrible people. Sometimes it's just because a relationship is broken down and you've got to move on from it. So, yeah, it's not really, yeah. There's a little bit of a break there with some injuries, but we're back into play now. Spurs attack down the right. Kudus can't make it onto the ball, but that kind of peters out a little bit, really. Let me ask you all a question. Miles Lewis-Skelly, this season, progression, stagnation, regression? Does he become better, stay the same, or go back slightly this season? What do you all reckon for Miles Lewis-Skelly? Such a brilliant, such a fantastic and such a brilliant opening campaign. What are we saying here? And don't just give me one-word answers. That's football, one of the biggest and best communities in the world. Break it down. Break it down. Better, same, progression, stagnation. Yeah, I don't think he goes backwards. I think he'll get better, actually. I think progress will be made. But he might just stay. The stagnation is probably sounds a little bit negative, but he may just stay the same level for a year or two. It may take a little bit longer to go forward. Railway thinks he'll regress. Why do you think he'll regress? I'd love to know why you think he'd go backwards. I'd love to know why you think he'd go backwards. What's my YouTube channel? It's the Football Terrace. It's the Football Terrace. Ooh, Spurs have got half a chance here. Odebear's on the ball. Shoots. Oh, he hits the post. Very close there for Tottenham. A corner's been given, though. Very, very close. Twice they've hit the woodwork now, Spurs. Ooh. Spurs have looked sharp. You're right. I see your comment there from Life's Like a Box of Chocolates. They have looked sharp. Oh, my God. How did Richarlison miss? Is he a ghost? Did the ball go through him? Is he a mirage? Oh, my God. It hit the post again from a corner. And then it hits Richarlison's hand, not his head, and goes over the bar. What is Raya doing? Stop fighting with Van der Ven and get the ball. Spurs are growing into this game. Well, that weren't even that bad. It was a terrible miss. I mean, the fact he missed it with his head, hit the post, and his hand went out for a goal kick. Rice loses the ball here. Spurs just really growing in confidence. And look, I think people have got to understand that Spurs are going to be a much better football team this year. They will be a better team. Thomas Frank is a very good coach, and he understands game management and state of play. Oh, what is Raya doing? He understands that there's times in games or against certain teams where you sit back and you're hard to break down. He understands when you should be attacking. He really gets the balance, which I just think Big Ange, yes, he won a trophy, but in terms of the league, he was a disaster. Thomas Frank levels. I hear you, brother. United fan 40 years, supported United stand for years, blocked for reasons I have no idea about. Oh, well, it's nothing to do with me. I'm going to have a grape. Declan Rice here. Gets it to Saka. Poor pass from Saka. Cut out by Odebear. But he loses it. Arsenal got it on the edge of Tottenham's box. There's nothing on, really. Is Googie Bear playing? Who's Googie Bear? I don't even understand the reference. Bit of possession here for Arsenal. They're looking for an opening. Nothing's come up yet. Decent ball in. Well defended. Oh, it's lovely by Saka. Oh, good tackle, though. But a foul given against Saka there. think it's going to be a drink, bro. A cooling break and a drinks break now. I might have one myself. But not much is happening in this game. A little bit boring. Let's look at some of your comments here. Same old Spurs and Gooners then. Arsenal have not been looking the best in pre-season. Well, look, I thought they looked good against Newcastle. I thought they were excellent against AC Milan. Today's game's been a little bit different, though. And I think, for me, though, I'm looking at this, and this is where Zubimendi is levels. I think I need a bit more dictatorship on the ball in the middle. And Norgard and Rice are good, but they don't dictate the play in the same way. But they have hit the post 3 times, Tottenham. Twice directly from a corner and once from an Odebear shot. Garfield says Arsenal not winning the league based on this. Yeah, look, I would agree with you in the sense of based on what I've seen today, I don't think they'll win the league. But what we've seen today isn't necessarily the finished article for anybody. $33 on the clock, people. What have you made of the game so far? Anything to write home about, or a little bit of a damp squib? What are you saying? Saka coming down the right here. That's a foul. It's a yellow card foul. He probably won't be booked because it's pre-season. But he has been booked. He has been booked. Bentancur there. But it is a foul. Just cynical. Just pure cynical. Yeah. Nothing he can complain about there. Declan Rice here, standing over this free kick, ladies and gentlemen, ready to whip it into the box. Liam, I see you in the comments. No worries, bro. I understand. Declan Rice whips the ball in. It's cleared easily by Tottenham. Long ball played to Saka. He keeps it in. Gets it to Odegaard. Norgard here. Can they work on opportunity, Arsenal? Because they really haven't had them for a while now. Unless they've gone long. They're not getting the ball into the box, though. No cutbacks, no good early crosses. Saka now does get the cross in. It's cut out again. There's a slight deflection that was cut out quite easily. Abraham here says, I'm just waiting for Glockerez. Well, Kai Havertz touches and turns, loses the ball and then gives away a foul. It was a really good bit of sustained pressure there from Arsenal, pinning Tottenham back. But Kai Havertz has a slightly bad touch. Then he commits a foul. It's over. Rasmus' performance last night still has me buzzing. Look, I was really impressed with United last night, and I won't ever get carried away with pre-season. That's not my way. But overall, I was really happy with the way we played and the way we operated. I was happy. I really, really was. Really happy with it. Spurs coming forward here. Mohamed Kudus here on the right. I haven't seen too much of Kudus yet in this game. That was offside. Oh, Spurs offside. Predicted score. I went 3-1 Arsenal. And barring the opening 5 minutes where they could have scored a couple of goals, they've done very little since. Spurs have nearly scored directly from 2 corners and had a decent shot that hit the post, to be fair. But the attacking hasn't been great from both sides. Both teams, really. Daddy Voss, no, I know I'm not Mark. The good thing here is we know your eyes work. That's the important element here. We know that your eyes are working, my friend. Thank God for that. Well, Martinelli wins the ball back, goes to counter, foul given. Vicious here says, Mark, you look a bit different today. Well, look, bloody, your eyes don't work. I've got one of your eyes that does work. The other one's eyes don't work. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Get yourself down to Specsavers. Come on. You thought that I am Mark Goldbridge. Listen, Mark's never been this good looking, I don't think. Or this dumb. There's a compliment and a dig in there. Spurs have the ball in the middle. Getting towards 40 minutes. And nothing's happening. Come on, guys. I was excited about this game. Well, one back by Ben White. Saka has the ball, then he's fouled. Oh. Free kick here to Arsenal, but their set pieces have been really, really poor by their standards today. Free kick here on the right-hand side to Arsenal. Declan Rice standing over it. As I've said, most of their free kicks and corners so far have been overhit, underhit, taken short when they shouldn't. Let's see what happens here. Oh, another shocker. Another shocker. Poor. Very poor. Kudus fouled now. Fuck me. Sorry, it's just, I swear, it's getting on my nerves now. Both teams, just scrappy fouls, poor touches, bad crosses. I know it's pre-season, but come on. People are paying to watch this still. One back by Arsenal here. Odegaard plays in Kai Havertz. Look, he takes a touch and slows it down. No. Why do they keep doing this, Arsenal? They keep taking extra touches. He had a chance to whip that ball across the 6-yard box, and he takes a touch. Fool. Spurs now counter-attacking. Richarlison on the ball. Heavy touch. Loses it. Let's get Man United back on. That was entertaining last night. Jesus Christ. So bad. I'm going to eat a grape. It's more interesting than the game. Ref, just blow half-time now. Blow the half-time whistle now. Honestly. Boring. Boring. That's all I can think is boring. It's not about it being pre-season per se. I just want to be entertained. I want to see a little bit. Both teams are so poor. Both teams are so much better than they're performing as well. Havertz here plays in second and right of Van der Ven. Great tackle by Van der Ven. Odegaard cross. Crap. Oh, Lewis Skelly gives it away poorly. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Papa Sarr, basically from the halfway line. David Raya's off his line here. Lewis Skelly touches and turns and he runs into danger. And then from the halfway line, what a goal. What a strike. 1-0 to the Tottenham. 1-0 to Tottenham. I want to see this again. 3 minutes of time added on. Raya pass it into Lewis Skelly. He just turns into trouble. Doesn't see. Raya's in no man's land. Not his fault. It's what goalkeepers are told to do. Oh, Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly, that's poor. Great technique. Great technique. Was Lewis Skelly fouled there by Richarlison? I don't think so. Let's have a little look. Oh, they're not going to show the replay again. Wow. There we go. Spurs are going to go in 1-0 up. 1-0 up. Well, Gyökeres, it won't be his first official game, but bring him on here. Did he score from the halfway line? Would probably about 10 yards inside it, but it was from a good 50 yards out. Odegaard here with a free kick. About a minute still to play. That was a better cross. It should be a corner, though. At least that was a decent cross. Corner here. What can Saka do? His last 2 or 3 deliveries have been very poor. Bukayo Saka here. Whips it in. That's much better. Off the line. Should be another corner. That was a good cross. I'm not too sure who got their head onto it. Was it Ben White potentially? But it's a very good cross. It's going to go in. It just hits a Spurs player near the line. Much better from Arsenal. But this will be the last action of the first half. $3,000 people watching. Amazing. Please hit the like button if you could. Declan Rice whips it in. Very deep. Oh, that was decent again. It's going to be another corner. They're going to give them time to take it. Arteta out. Here we go. Ball's coming in again. Saka this time. Again. That's cleared. That's half time now, people. That's half time. Here we go. God. At least there's that goal at the end for us, eh? I think what they lacked in that first half, Arsenal, was a little bit of conviction. And a little bit of... I think they lacked a little bit of conviction. I think they lacked a little bit of bite in their play, really. And an intensity. And I think that if I was Mikel Arteta at half-time, my message would literally be, like, move the ball quick up, a bit more snap in the passes, a little bit more snap in the press. I'd also be making subs. I know that they like to give players sort of 60, 65 minutes at this stage of pre-season. But I'd be looking at Zubimendi right now. I think they need a dictator on the ball in that regard. I really do think they need it. Mr. Raw, the referee's been poor. Look, I don't know if he's been poor. There's just been a lot of bitty and almost needless fouls in the game. And it's really messed up the flow of the match, which has been frustrating personally. Been really, really frustrating to watch. You've not been able to see it kind of pick up any kind of... You've not been able to see the game pick up any sort of flow, if we're being absolutely honest. So... yeah, I wouldn't have the referee's done a bad job. Maybe he should let a little bit more go. But yeah, it's not been particularly great. It's not been particularly great in that regard. It's not been particularly great at all. Lewis Skelly was fouled before the goal. Well, I need to see another replay. He may have been in one of my group chats where there's quite a few Spurs fans in it. They're saying it looked like a foul. It looked like he got tripped. And if he was, then it's forgivable. If he was tripped, then it is forgivable. Elish says, "I'm so happy because Spurs are winning. Big up yourself." There's a Sarman who's magic on the ball. How does that? I don't know how that song goes. I don't know why we didn't start with Zubimendi and Moreno. Well, a lot of it will be about fitness and getting everybody's fitness levels up. So we can't ignore that part because there is a reality to it. There is a reality to that. Spurs will win the Super Cup, another European trophy. They may. Headless Chicken Martinelli. Yeah, they need to go and get themselves as a man. They've got to go and get that deal done. Let's have a look at some more of your comments here. Arsenal need a better manager. I can understand that. I can understand why people are asking for it. I've been talking about that for a while now. You know, I think it's fair to challenge it. Come on, you Spurs. Quite a few people. JC says Spurs over Arsenal. You think Spurs will finish ahead of Arsenal this year? That's an interesting take. Break that down for me. Make me understand why you think it. Do I think Eze should go to Arsenal? I mean, I'd prefer him to go Man United, but yeah, why not? I mean, Arsenal are a very good team, and he'd make them better. No one touched Skelly. I don't get it. Arsenal calling it a pre-season, but Arteta crying all half on the sidelines like he always does. Oh, well, he's got to put the pressure on his team. Terry, do you think Arsenal have been poor in this game? If I'm being honest, I think both teams have been poor. I called that out. I'm going to watch his goal again for a second. I think he was clipped, actually. Let's see if they show the replay again. A close-up. See if they show a close-up of it. Oh, that's a bird's eye view. I don't need that. Maybe. It's a very good finish from Sarr, though. Let's see this one here again. Yeah, I think he was clipped. The Premier League VAR probably overturns the goal. But both teams have been poor. But Arsenal will be very disappointed. You know, they had 6 shots but none on target. They had 6 corners but only delivered really 1 or 2 decent ones. Only 49% of the ball. So they haven't had enough possession. They just won't be happy with that, Arsenal. And they've been a better team than Spurs for a number of years now. And they'll be very, very disappointed with that, even though it's pre-season. Fitness is the most key thing, yes. But I think Zubimendi is needed. I think as well. I think they might have to even look at, look at a Waneri or a Dalman, a little bit more guile, a bit more skill. I don't know if they'll bring Gyökeres on now because he's been with the team a week. They might give him 45 minutes. Maybe he comes on at this point as well. But Gyökeres as well. They just need a bit more of a presence. They need a bit because Kai Havertz has had the ball in some really good situations. The bit that he did that frustrated me the most is taking extra touches when he could get the ball into the box first time. Very, very poor. Is it trophy or bust for Arsenal? Well, not for Arsenal, for Arteta. It's not trophy or bust for Arsenal because Arsenal will still be here next year. What I do believe is that if, for instance, they don't win a trophy this year, I think Arsenal should be looking towards a new manager. I felt that for a while. Gyökeres is not going to work in a front three like that. Why? I love the comments. But I want to know, you've got to give me why, my brother. You've got to break that. This is what we've got to do in this community is go into more intricate detail as to why, please. It would be funny if Arsenal don't get the league again, is what Dylan says here. Imagine Gyökeres comes in and does not do anything. Like, Kev, are you talking about this game specifically or Arsenal in general? Would love to know. Again, I'm not even challenging your opinion. I'm just trying to extrapolate it really and understand it in more detail. Let's have a look at some more of your comments here. Appreciate you reading in the chat. Not a problem. Not a problem. Hayden here says, with players like Saka, Rice, Odegaard, it's sure to get open goals on net. They are playmakers for a reason. I think he's going to score goals. Aaron Cooper here says, the clearest foul. Yeah, now I've seen the replay. I didn't see the replay in real time. I was obviously interacting with the comments. But having seen it, it's 100% a foul. But no VAR. No VAR. These things happen in pre-season. Arteta will not be sacked even if he doesn't win a trophy. Oh, there is a train of thought that he won't if they make the Champions League. But if that's the standard for Arsenal, then I think Arsenal fans should move on from complaining about the manager and move on to complaining about the ownership. Because A reason I say that is because if they're never going to sack a manager as long as he's getting into the top four, then it's the ownership you need to be protesting, the ownership you need to be moaning about. Because it isn't really on the manager. The manager's just doing their best. You know, you need to be really going in then on the ownership, in my personal opinion. That'd be my view on it. Let's be honest, knowing Richarlison is definitely clipped the heels of MLS on that goal. Dean Hayes here says, hi, I know it's off topic, but do you see the Isak deal happening if Newcastle can't find a forward? It's been very well worded by the media in Newcastle that if they don't sign Šeško or another forward, the Isak deal won't go through. And yes, there's a truth to that. Most clubs wouldn't sell their players if they weren't able to find replacements. But there's Wissa, there's Jackson, there's Watkins. There are multiple options. So I personally think they'll be okay. I think they'll personally be okay. I don't think Arteta will use Gyökeres to his strength, which is why I think he will flop. Louise, that's a fair point. Do you know what I like about what you've said? Is at least you've given it a little bit of... There's a little substance to what you're saying. You've given some logic. Chris here says, personally feel that Arsenal need another striker. Considering the volumes of games in the season, they still need a decent backup striker. Someone like Delap would have done wonders off the bench. Yeah, I can hear that. I can hear it because a lot of people just don't rate, and I get why. A lot of people just don't rate what Kai Havertz brings. And this game so far has been one of those matches. This game so far has been one of those games that you just sort of look at and you watch and you just think to yourself, yeah, that's not the levels, man. You need more than that from your strikers. And I know it's pre-season, so like there's a long way to go. But I think he's got to do better there. I think he's got to do better in this game. Arteta prefers Šeško for a reason. They might as well sell Isak or he will down tools. Newcastle have fallen off. I agree with you. I think they are better off selling him. That element I completely and utterly agree with. I think they're stupid to keep him. 2 to 3 chances Havertz had. Gyökeres would have smashed the nets. One was in the first minute. Yeah, it's just a different level, and he has got more explosive speed as well. So sometimes Kai Havertz drops a shoulder and beats a man, but he can't accelerate away from his opponent. Therefore, he's caught easier. And these little physical elements always play a really big part. A really big part. So I was just reading a message someone sent me. I thought it might be important. Oh, what's this update? What was it about? Talks between Newcastle and Liverpool over Alexander Isak are progressing well. The club's camp are very positive with the situation. Isak is hopeful that an agreement between the clubs can be reached. Yeah, that deal was going to accelerate. I wouldn't be surprised to see some big updates from multiple journalists on that soon. I really wouldn't be surprised at all. Wouldn't shock me one little bit. It's funny how Liverpool games are getting so much hate, but there is no hate in Arsenal matches. It's clearly the Arsenal fans hating. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I think most clubs get hate. Look at Man United yesterday. We drew with Leeds. You're getting relegated. We beat Bournemouth. Means nothing. And that's the nature of football fans. We've kind of always been like that, and I don't think we'll ever change. I just think it's almost like natural for us to sort of behave in that way nowadays. It's kind of par for the course, as they say. Par for the course. Par for the course. How much has Isak's price drop since he made it public he wants to go. Not by much. He's got 3 years left on his contract. 10 million maybe. My biggest problem with Havertz is his ball control when he gets into the box is terrible, and he's playing the position where you should be the one getting the ball in the box the most. Yeah, I can hear that, and I understand it. I totally get the frustration and the annoyance that Arsenal fans have with it. I really, really do. I think you're right to challenge it. Like he scores goals and he helps at times, but you've got to go up a level, and that's the long and the short of it. You've got to go up a level this year. No messing, no BS, no bullshit. You know, got to go up a level. Got to go up a level. Second half's about to start. I'm going to run to the bathroom really quickly to go to the toilet, and I'll be back with you guys in a few minutes, all right? Thank you, guys. Hello, people. I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to shoot off. Get the like button hit if you haven't done so already, people. Get yourself subscribing as well. Did they make any subs, Arsenal? I didn't see. I can't see that they have. Tottenham attacking again here. This here from Prisms, who says, Gyökeres said in a Swedish interview that Arsenal style of play suits him. That's why he also said that Arsenal was the easy choice for him to make. Yeah, I don't necessarily get where people get this view that they're not suited to each other. I suppose it's personal opinion. I don't see that. I think there's definitely a world where they work with each other. But yeah, very good super chat, my friend. Arsenal attacking here down the left-hand side. Half a chance here for Arsenal. Oh, Saka slightly overhits it. And then Havertz loses the ball. Wins a tackle. That's going to be a goal kick to Spurs. Mohamed Kudus here. Ooh. Interesting those subs were made by Tottenham. Really, really interesting that those subs were made. Arsenal attacking here. Well held by Kai Havertz, but the passing just isn't right. There's an over. Oh, Kai Havertz. That's awful. Awful. Absolutely awful. Martinelli goes for a bit of a cross there, but it was kind of a bit of hit and hope. He ends up getting a throw, but not particularly nice stuff from Arsenal, that really. Look up Martinelli. What do you mean? I don't get what you mean. Patrick, if you're looking to watch this, it's on Spurs or Arsenal's websites. That's the official platforms where they're at. They're the official places. Arsenal have been consistently good for years, yet the fans still complain. Well, they want to win. I don't think they're wrong to complain about wanting to get better. The only thing I think they're wrong about overall is when they act like there hasn't been improvements and they act like that's irrelevant. That's the bit that I find strange. Poorly given away again there by Arsenal. Yeah, ignoring overlapping runs again there, Kai Havertz. That's nice. That's nice. Declan Rice up, well blocked. There's a nice little bit of move there. Finally from Arsenal, actually playing a little bit of football. Spurs with the ball now. I feel for the Arsenal fans. I bet they really want to watch Gyökeres play already. Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, he'll make some subs in the next 5 minutes, I think. 5-10 minutes, I think. What you don't want to do is bring a player in before he's physically ready and risk a major injury. That would be more stupid than not appeasing the fans, in my personal opinion. That would be a much bigger mistake for any manager to make, to kind of succumb to the pressure to play someone. Saka coming forward here on the right-hand side, trying to find some space. Spencer's giving him no change today. That's nice. Overlap found. Cut back, well defended there. That's very good defending from Bergvall. A foul will be given for that. Oh, he didn't give a foul for that. Odegaard shoots, blocked. It's going to be a corner. I thought they were going to give a foul in the middle there. Arsenal now starting to increase the intensity a little bit. And I think that, for me, is the most important factor here. And it's been missing for a lot of this game for Arsenal Football Club, the intensity. They just haven't had it. They just haven't had any. And they need to improve on that. They really do. Corner here for Arsenal. 57 minutes on the clock. Getting towards that 60-minute mark when changes normally happen. It's been a much better opening 10 minutes for Arsenal, but still haven't really penetrated. Good ball in. Well defended by Spurs. It's a great play there by Skelly. That's lovely football. Oh, unlucky Arsenal. Lewis Skelly, great touch and turn, passes it into Havertz, who lays it off to Martinelli, who puts it over. But they've started to penetrate a little bit more, with a little bit more potency in the last 5 to 10 minutes, which is what they really were lacking in that first half. Arteta there getting frustrated with Porro saying he's taking it too far forward. He does want to win every game. He does want to win every game, I tell you that. But Spurs just sitting in nicely at the moment. Well, it's worth... Okay, you guys talking to each other. Lego head having a tantrum is what Jamie says here. Yeah, he weren't best pleased, was he? All right, goes in for a tackle, doesn't make it. 3 versus 3 for a moment here. Richarlison, it doesn't do anything. He's so average, that man. Is Son leaving Spurs, Timmy? Yeah, there's a lot of rumours and a lot of speculations that he will be. A lot. Saka here on the right-hand side. There's no change from Jed Spence so far today. No overlapping run as of yet. Doesn't almost lose it. He's crowded out by 3 players. He really needs some help there. Arsenal lose it there. Not good enough. Spurs making changes here. They're bringing on Danso Tell and Brennan Johnson. So adding some real speed to this team now. Still nothing from Arsenal as of yet, change-wise. I still really think they need a little bit of Martin Zubimendi here. As much as he's not a goal threat, they need that more control. This Lee Burt here says this role suits Thomas Frank. Well, look, what I've seen so far from Tottenham is so much more organised than we saw. They had games where they were organised in Europe predominantly, and a handful in the Premier League where they'd be really organised and resolute. But they've just been very, very good in that way today, Tottenham. They've been very, very good in that regard. Hey, mate, has Victor the Infector come on yet? No. Victor Gyökeres is still on the bench. Arsenal haven't made a single change yet. And the commentator did say that they haven't seen him warm up yet. So... attacking here against Spurs. They've got half a chance here if he gets the ball in. It's well defended in the end by Kivior. Oh, nearly 2-0 Tottenham. Nearly 2-0 Tottenham. Yeah, good chance there for Van der Ven. What are Arsenal going to do here? I still can't believe they haven't made a substitution. Oh, ball went long there. Cleared by Van der Ven, but done that a lot today, Arsenal. They've knocked the ball long. Right, the first subs for Arsenal here. You've got Zubimendi coming on for Norgard, and Trossard is coming on. I assume that's going to be for Martinelli. That would be my assumption here. Bit more control on the ball in the middle from Zubimendi, and yeah, it's like for like on both those moves. Still no Victor Gyökeres at this point. Still no Gyökeres. Brandon here says, I love seeing Arsenal lose. They took Gyökeres from us. Listen, I get you, mate. I get you. Ooh, Zubimendi there, a great dip in effort. I think it slightly deflects and goes out for a corner. Great cross from Saka. Falls to Zubimendi. Oh, I'm not too sure what happened there. Might have been a little bit of a deflection. It's a corner here to Arsenal. 22 minutes for them to score. corner here to Arsenal. Saka stepping over it. His crosses have got better in this game. Cleared by the first man there. That ain't good enough. Commentator's curse on that one. Booted clear now by Tottenham. Look at some more of your comments here. This Havertz fetish from Arteta is odd. Oh, he picks up the ball here, though. What can he do? Can he get a shot off? He does. He shoots straight down the throat of Vicario. Straight down there. I mean, at least he got his shot off. Just not a good enough shot. But another chance from a long ball. It's been their best tactic today. Is going long with the ball. They win the ball back again here. Saka's found on the right-hand side. Ben White, can he get the cross in? He cuts it back. Odegaard scuffs his shot. Awful shot by Odegaard. You said that before. I still can't believe people don't think that Eze could bench him. I really feel he could be benched by Eze, you know. Trossard here. The intensity levels going up again from Arsenal here. I really think they should be bringing Gyökeres onto the pitch. Because they're trying to win this. They're really trying to win it. Another deep cross by White. Trossard will keep it in. It's overhit, but Trossard keeps it in on the left. Finds Lewis Skelly. Another touch. They need to... Some of these passes, they just need to hit them first time. Crosses into the box. Kivior crosses too near to keeper. Poor. There are Reds who are more realistic. Sorry, we are not anymore, but we were, and we know we were where we belong. What are you referring to specifically, my mate? I'm a little confused about what you're referring to. Yeah, I think a little bit of Max Dowman might be needed here for Arsenal too. But this is a good test for Arsenal. It's a good test for adversity. Good for because the kind of banks of players, banks of four that they're playing with right now, Spurs, are very hard to break down. So iconic when you think of a Thomas Frank team that's holding on to a lead. So a really good test here for Arsenal. But they do have some very talented youngsters on the pitch and one of the best goal scorers in the world on the bench. And so far, they're not turning to him. Who scored? Papa Sarr. Where's my coverage? There we go. My coverage is back. Corner in. Declan Rice hangs it up. No one there. Saka, half a bit of a scuff shot there from Saka, really. They're pinning Spurs back well. But Spurs are really defending well, though. They're not allowing Arsenal any space. They're not panicking. They're not sort of rushing out to try and win the ball back when they don't need to. Saka stay down. They're going to kick the ball out here and stop play. Basuma and Son about to come on for Tottenham. Pew here says Frank turning Spurs into Brentford is not a bad thing. Now, I agree. I think that Spurs, at least for the short term, Spurs are not going to have the best squad in the Prem. They're not. So they need a manager that can navigate that. They don't need a manager that's going to try and play in a way as if you've got one of the best squads in Europe. I think I've always felt that was maybe the biggest mistake that used to get made by, what's his name? Big Ange. I always thought that was his mistake. And so far today, I've been really, really impressed with the way Tottenham have sat in, the way they've been hard to break down. They've been resolute when they needed to be. Very, very good. Very, very good. Cooling break going on right now. So have a look at what a few more of you are saying. It's a friendly. It is a friendly. And listen, I don't think any conclusions. Look, what you'll get today is people that hate Arsenal or hate Arteta will draw conclusions from this game. The same people, though, will say that you can't say United win 4-1 last night against a very good team in Bournemouth. They'll say it's just a friendly, don't get carried away. The problem is people will pick and choose their logic. I don't necessarily think, oh, hang on, some more subs are being made here. So Moreno's coming on. Dalman's coming on. Maresca's. Oh, Gyökeres is coming on now, people. Gyökeres is coming on. So look, people will just pick and choose when friendly. People pick and choose when friendlies matter and when they don't matter. That's my only concern with them all the time, is that people will. If Arsenal losing today means they can't win the league, then Man United winning 4-1 by that logic dictates we can win the league or we can be in the Champions League. So Gyökeres comes on the pitch now, people. Let's see what this... I'm so annoyed, in a way. I so wanted to see him in the Prem with Man United. There he is in an Arsenal kit. Number 14 coming on. Mosquera on as well. Corner straight away here. So there'll be about 3 or 4 minutes added on, I would say, because of that stoppage. It was quite a while. So about 13, 14 minutes to go. Remember, we are going to be live on the Football Terrace straight from here. We're taking your calls on the show, reviewing the game. It'll be great to see as many of you over there as possible at full time. That would be top class. Odegaard here, whipping the ball into the box. It comes in. Oh, good shot by Max Dalman. Well blocked. Well blocked. Another corner coming in here. Sorry, 6UJ here says Gyökeres only dangerous on the counter. Son came in for Tottenham in that little flurry of subs as well. Ball over the top for Gyökeres to trace, but it's too overhit here as we go into the 80th minute of the game. Timmy here says the Gyökeres agenda starts now, people. I bet it does for a lot of people. Every year the agendas start sooner, don't they? Dalman isn't as good as Rio, though he's legit, which is why he went hard at him on Chelsea. I think both are ridiculously good, man. Ninja here, Ninja Shrimp says, always next season. Another foul in this game, though. That's the one thing with pre-season, and it may be something they've got to address. They don't like giving out yellow cards, but there's so many fouls consistently that break up play that stop the flow. What's Max Dalman going to do here? Two men on him. He finds some space edge of the box. Zubimendi here. His pass is cut out. Everyone knows Max Dalman already. Two men on him instantly. Instantly 2 men on him. Crazy. Goes again here, Max Dalman. Puts the ball in. It's a decent ball. It's cut back. No one there. Crossing from Dalman. Cut back from Zinchenko. No one. Box. What's the word? Box crushing, they call it these days. Making that late run into the box. It's a really good knockdown, though. So I said Victor Meldrew. Rob, that's funny, man. Moreno on the ball here in the box. On the ball in the box. Can they get a cross in here? It's a very good cross. It's cleared, though. Cleared. It's a good cross. Just no one attacking it. Son here attacking down the left. Well defended. I mean, the thing is with Arsenal today, they've actually defended quite well. It was just that one moment where Miles Lewis-Skelly loses the ball and the keeper's off his line. Outside of that, Spurs haven't really offered any more of a threat, which I think might be a little bit concerning to a Spurs supporter. But they are winning the game. Max Dalman again. They just keep giving him the ball. Time and time and time again. That just tells you the players know what he is. There's an injury. The ball's been kicked out. Trossard's injured. James Maddison and Archie Gray on for Tottenham here as we go into the last 5 minutes of the game. Dalman here on the right. Spurs have got 11 men behind the ball. It's a proper low block here. There's Nelson who's just come on for the injured Trossard. Can I get a ball in the box? Poor cross. Zubimendi. Poor shot. It's going to go out for a goal kick. They had half a chance there. Half a chance. Spurs have hit the post a few times, to be fair. They did. They did. No, they had that chance in the first half, yes. And then twice directly from corners as well. Which wasn't great from that point of view. That side of their game has been non-existent in the second half. That being said, they're going to be so hard to beat next year. So hard to beat. They've grown. They've grown. Yeah, Andy, I think Kulusevski is still out injured. I think he's out for like the majority of 2025. Not as in like the calendar year. With I think it was Achilles or something he did. It did sound quite bad. It's a nice play here by Spurs. They attack. Look to kill the game off late. But they're not really trying to score now. They're just trying to keep the ball in the game. Going into the 90th minute now. There won't be that much time added on, but we'll see. We'll see. Will they get that chance? Will they get that opportunity, Arsenal? Reece Nelson having a run here. Really good defending there by Porro. He's played the full 90 minutes today. Had half a chance there again on the head, I think. 6 minutes. 6 minutes of time added on here for Arsenal to get a goal back against their bitter rivals, Tottenham Hotspur. But Spurs will want to hold on. This will be a great confidence booster for Spurs if they can hang on as well. I'm telling you that. A real confidence booster. Because this is how they're going to play in parts next year. Awful cross into the box. Ugh. Awful cross. I don't know who that was from. Ben White. Shocking. Arsenal on the attack here. Max Dowman played in. He's up against one. Can he take his man on and have a go? Max Dowman. Oh, it's great defending by Jed Spence. Excellent defending by Jed Spence there. He had a brilliant game, Jed Spence. Here we go. Odegaard here whips it in. Oh, it's poor again. Was a good cross. I'm not too sure it was Mosquera. He just got to hit his back more than his head, I think. Odegaard comes on the inside here. He switches back out wide. Finds Dowman again. Oh, overhit pass from Dowman. That runs out of play. Time ticking away here for Arsenal. Time ticking away. Watkins Zinchenko. Another decent ball in, but just behind the play again. Just slightly behind the play. Can they get the ball in the box one last time here? A little bit of a last hurrah. It's good play by Nelson. That's going to be a foul. It's going to be a foul with 90 seconds of the game to go. Odegaard here standing over the ball. It's got to be a good cross this. It's decent. Oh, well cleared again. They've defended so well, Spurs. You can't fault their defending today. The organisation has been fantastic. Odegaard thought it was fouled. He stopped. Spurs on the counter. It's Spurs that could get the final, could get a goal here. 30 seconds left here for Arsenal. What can they do? Will they do something? Free kick. Better take this quickly, Spurs. Arsenal. It's probably the end of the game, though. They might, if they're quick, get one last chance to put the ball into the box. That's going to be it. Odegaard going through the middle here. Finds Zubimendi. Reece Nelson. Can he cross it? They're not getting in the box. It's too narrow. You're going to run out of time. Get it in the box. Get it in the box. What are they doing? That's it. It's over. End of the game, people. Listen, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to go live now on the Football Terrace for an instant match reaction. We'll take calls, get your thoughts, feelings and opinions on this game. This video will redirect you. So all you've got to do is click on the redirect button and it'll put you straight on that page. We're going live in a few moments' time. I want to thank the That's Football community. It always means a great deal when you guys sit here and tune in and watch me. I know it's Mark's platform primarily. So a big thank you to each and every single one of you. But until next time, people, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll be seeing you all again very, very soon. Well, that being said, he's still playing on the referee. Found an extra minute. I thought he was going to blow the whistle. He didn't. He didn't blow the whistle. Maybe they didn't need to rush that last cross. I don't quite get what he's doing there. Where's the extra 90 seconds come from, ref? There we go. It's over now. Yes, we'll see you on the Football Terrace momentarily, people. Take care. Goodbye. God